Thanks, man. Yeah, I have no idea how long you're come up with that. And you said, like, it's funny, like, we're a startup. We're young, you know how it is. So we said, these guys start. The first thing he does is like, I don't like the conjugate. Dude, like, it's incredible. You have no idea how many times we've had this discussion. I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's reasons. People don't like purple.
Is it musical, like Sonata?
Yeah, it's meant to mean a lot of things. So are we ready? Is everyone ready? Everyone liquored up and stuff? Okay, yeah. Cool. Hi, my name's Pat. Yeah, I'm SYNATA. SYNATA, it's meant to be like, we talk a lot about, we're doing this, it's a search product, and we talk a lot about synthesizing data. The search we do is called synaptic search. So SYNATA means a lot of things, but we also harmonize your world. So that's there. Yeah, right. Maybe you can get it. So we're, excuse me. So this is going to be a little bit of a different type of presentation than Mark did. You guys have an awesome product. Frankly, it's a lot further along than ours. I mean, we're a much younger startup, and we have a really cool product that, from my side, we're really trying to get people that have this problem, and we're trying to talk to them. We're trying to learn more from them. So this is one of those things where if you have this issue, I'd love you to grab me after the I guess I'll call this a show, and talk to me, and maybe we can come and visit your office and learn more about it. Because we're really deep in that problem where we're trying to build a business, and we're trying to find the problems that we can solve, and we think we've identified a really cool one, but we'll see. So okay, so where I like to start this was I want to do the same thing Mark did, which is the fun audience participation, but we have a little slightly different take on it. So everyone here uses Salesforce, right? Okay, good. So who here uses, this is almost more my curiosity, like internal for your company, Google Apps. Okay, other people, Exchange? A couple people? Okay. Zoho? Mail? Okay. Zoho CRM? No. Okay, so then so that's pretty typical. A lot of like Salesforce and Google Apps users are overlapped there. So here's the interesting question. Who uses like an online storage provider of some sort? So, okay. Yeah, so let's start here. So anyone here use Chatterbox yet? They're rolling out slowly. You work at Salesforce or? Yeah, okay, that's cool. So Chatterbox, what about Dropbox? Yeah, everyone in the world uses Dropbox. That's what we've discovered as we've been doing this work. Like everybody in the world uses Dropbox. I had no idea. Google Drive. Some people. Okay, a lot of the same people. What about Box.net? Okay, some of the same people. Any of the other ones that are coming out, like VMware has one, or Cubby, or SugarSync, or any of those? Okay, a little bit less. So that's very good data. So what we're looking at is this issue of what I like to call data fragmentation, right? So Salesforce is a phenomenal tool. It's a phenomenal suite of products. But at the end of the day, you still have a lot of people using other tools that are not Salesforce, right? And so you have tools like Zendesk, which I don't know if that's a dirty word or not, but I mean, they make a great product. And for people who use the sales side of CRM, and then Zendesk, which is very common, these are now, what you've done when you do that is you now have two data silos. And not only do you have data silos, you have kind of one step worse, which is if you're using any of the attachment functionality in Salesforce or in Zendesk, you now have these documents that are going up there that are getting kind of lost deep in those respective systems. And so what SYNATA is basically we have all these different services that are out there: Salesforce, Dropbox, Zendesk, Office 365. We make it really, really easy for you to connect SYNATA. We index, crawl, and do this really crazy kind of graph analysis engine that makes it possible for you to get really good search results out of all this data. And then we put a single search box in front of it. Okay. That's the end of the presentation. No. So I'm going to show you kind of a quick demo here really quickly, if it works. Which is to say, so this is the problem we solve. We are currently working on a Salesforce, like a deeply embedded Salesforce. I know there's a few other companies that do this as a problem that they handle inside of Salesforce. we really look at it from the other side, which is that you have a lot of people spread across the company that all might need access to information. And then people themselves who use Salesforce might want this from their mobile phones. We have a way you can search really quickly from your phone, from your iPhone, different solutions like that. Be able to search within Yammer, search Salesforce. And so what we're doing is basically the easiest way to create like an enterprise search product across a bunch of different services at your company that you can then expose to people. I know there's someone else here doing, like you guys do search. It's a little bit different take on it because we do we just make it super easy. So where I'm going to start is how you connect it. So I'm actually going to connect, this is my personal SYNATA account, and I'm going to connect this, I have it connected to a Salesforce account already, but I'm going to connect it to another one really quickly. So I come in here, I click Salesforce. It's going to take me out to Salesforce's website where it asks me to sign in. Type in my password. I've already authorized it, so it'll just let me go ahead. And send me back to SYNATA, and that's it. That's all it took to get basically a full enterprise search product running on top of Salesforce. So now I'm going to add something else really quickly, which is we're going to connect Google Apps. So I come in here, I go down to Google Apps. Very, very similar situation. We're going to connect my little test account here. And now we have not only an enterprise search product that will search across Salesforce, and it'll go deep into Salesforce. So we'll look inside of documents, we'll look inside of attachments, anything that's been emailed around, we can actually see inside of it. We parse Word, Excel, PDFs, all that kind of stuff. But now we're also searching your email, and deep into your email and Google Drive. So we'll search all your Google Drive files and go deep into PDFs and Word documents there. And so so at this point now, it takes a little while to index it. We're going to short circuit that, but because it's a demo. And we do a search where it just comes up, and in one really clean view, it shows results from across your organization. And what we're doing is we actually figure out, based on a lot of different signals, what's important to you. So we figure out what's an important contact to you based on if you're the owner of that contact. But then not only that, we actually can connect the email of that contact with emails you've sent out. So it's very easy for us to see, this contact is very, very important because you've emailed them 35 times. And we'll make that connection. And so Bob here might not be the only Bob in the company, in the system, and he might not even be the only Bob at Acme, but because he's the one that I email all the time, he percolates up to the top. Right from here, that's deep links, so you can get right into the Salesforce record, has his phone number, his email address, all that kind of stuff. But then it also starts to tell, and this is the part that's really cool, and the story that we're telling is that you now start to get the story of this person holistically across your whole organization. So I think there may be a tendency, I know I've done consulting with CRM products, and there may be a tendency to think very centric to the CRM product. But there is a whole story about a person or a company or a contact that's spread all across your company. And so for us, the way we tell that story is you have a contact that comes in from Salesforce. And then you have a support ticket that he filed a couple months ago from Zendesk. And then you have notes that you took in Evernote. And then Google Drive, this is an email. And right from this screen, you can actually come in here and click on the little More button here and see what the email was that you sent, get a quick view of it. That just gives you a little information. You can click through there to get right to, this is a Gmail file, get right to that. I can see any documents that are associated with him. I can see any Yammer. I should probably make that chatter for these demos, but. And then there's the company there. It found Acme Corp, even though that was not really the exact search. It will percolate Acme Corp up there. So that's what we do. We make a very, very, very quick to implement. So the reason I really wanted to come here is that I know there's a lot of implementers in the audience as well as Salesforce users. So we make basically the quickest to implement search solution on top of any of these enterprise cloud services people are using. And that's it.
Thank you.
So any questions?
So where do you go in here to actually click into, you said they're all deep links?
Yeah, these are all, you can come in here and just, these are all deep links right at the top, so you can just come in here and actually click on this guy, or you open up your Evernote, your Zendesk, or your Evernote right there, and it'll just pop it right up. Yeah?
Performance. Going across all these applications, using documents.
Yeah. Yes, we index it. So basically what happens is when you connect it, we go out and index it, and we keep that index. And so this took a quarter of a second basically, and that's very normal for our kind of indexing. So we can do that search immediately. We don't do the search. We don't do a federated search where we kind of like Dogpile used to be, where we go out and do all the searches and then bring the data back. We actually pre-build our index and pre-build all the relevancy and do it that way. Yeah.
Are you able to save searches and like categorize this information so you can tell the story better?
No, you're not, but that's totally what we want to do. There's a lot of cool stuff that like, because I mean, there's like great stuff to do around. What we want to do, for instance, around Salesforce is we want to actually, when you sign up as a Salesforce user, we want to go and look at all the accounts you own and automatically set up search alerts so that you'll get alerts when the search results for like these accounts change and things like that. So we're not there yet. This is where we are now. But yeah, that's all. This all comes down to sort of like how you manage this hierarchy of information that's all over the place. And that's a great question, Beth.
Do you
Yeah.
have your own proprietary search technology, or are you using, I mean, my basic search?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's really awesome, actually.
Yeah, no, we do. We're using our own. We have our own. We have our own proprietary like ranking algorithm we do. So it's kind of like PageRank for the enterprise. So a lot of searches, and like these guys will tell you all about it. So they use semantic search. We do basically we look at the actual graph. So what's really important to us, and what's so cool about the world now as opposed to the world like 5 years ago, was that now you have all this really interesting information about how things connect. So before, if you just have a file share, you really don't know much about all the files in that file share. But now you have a Salesforce contact, and they have an activity history. So people have talked to this person. So you can build these links, not dissimilar to how you have links on in like the web. And so we can analyze that, and that's how we figure out what's really important. So for everybody that comes to the system, we actually build a graph just for them. And we put them in the middle of the graph, we put all the stuff that's in our enterprise data around them, and we figure out how important every single thing is to them. So that's how we can come up with really good results like this.
And you can support multiple Google accounts at the same time?
Multiple Google accounts, multiple Salesforce accounts, multiple
in the same search.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another for people who are doing a lot of implementation or consulting work. We can have it set up so you can just be spread across everything. I know one of our first users has, I couldn't believe what he did. He has 9 Gmail accounts. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with 9 Gmail accounts? But he loves it. He has like hundreds of thousands of emails across his accounts. So, but this is something that he really needed because obviously there's a pain point there. You're doing something wrong, but it's, we can support that. Yeah.
So, you're indexing, let's say myself, Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
You're indexing Salesforce at some instant time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I add a bunch more records into Salesforce, you index again at set intervals or something, or you?
Yeah, so Salesforce is the easiest thing in the world. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have used like Salesforce API. They have a replication API that you just pass in like, hey, here's the last time I checked any changes. And so it's super easy to get changes from Salesforce like this. And so we can, basically, we'll get updates within about, the way it's set up now, it's about 15 seconds. That's a little bit too quick. I think Salesforce will eventually ban us if we do that. But it'll be like, 30 seconds to a minute before how fast the changes will be propagated. Yeah.
What about like independent contractors who are working across multiple different platforms and stuff like that? Do you have a pricing model for them, or is this more so for the enterprise with thousands of users?
No, this is priced. I guess there must be the magic price point, but this is $10 per user per month, and we have a free version also that lets you connect like two different services. But $10 per user per month, and you can connect everything you want. We also have an enterprise version, but this is really kind of meant to be a box kind of play, where like there are people in organizations that have this problem very acutely, and there's people that don't feel this problem. So we're really focused on finding people that have this problem, and then they'll shell out the $10 a month on their corporate card and use it that way, and then we also will take more money. It's an issue. Yeah.
I assume you're using, to do the Salesforce indexing, you're using Salesforce API calls. Do you have a way to throttle the number of calls you make in a period to control that?
Yeah, we do. And so as part of the enterprise version, we do have the ability, it's not like my computer, to basically to throttle that so you're not hitting your API limits for Salesforce itself. Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you guys host this?
We're on Azure right now, actually, of all places. So it's Microsoft's like hosting service. Like we're actually a group of like ex-Microsoft guys. So the funny thing that's really funny about this is I used to do Microsoft CRM consulting for a living. So like this is like this is like the den of the enemy, but they like it's not really like that at all. So we're all about Azure.
Is this publicly available to sign up?
You can go and you can sign up. You can put your email in, and we're kind of slowly letting people in over the next few weeks or months, sort of as it goes. But yeah.
How do you address people's security concerns about you're pulling data in?
We do. So the only data that we keep in plain text is the index itself. So when I clicked on that more button, we actually keep that all encrypted up on our servers. So we're very, very security conscious. The only thing that we keep in plain is the index of the individual words. We also, if it's a real concern, there's two parts to that question. One is you're already hosting up in Salesforce. I mean, you're already in the cloud. So there's that kind of piece of it, which is like, well, like if you're concerned about that part of security, like you lost a battle somewhere along the way. On the other side, we actually have an on-premise solution too. So we're working on basically a virtual appliance you can just plug in and host the entire index by yourself behind your firewall, and then it's all the same technology to connect everything. So it's a sort of plug and play way to do it.
You mentioned Microsoft, and so the next thought is SharePoint.
Oh, absolutely.
This is something that anybody that has any experience with SharePoint would want right away.
Yeah, we're yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's well because when we started this company, we were like, yeah, we're going to be the enterprise cloud search. And that's what we call it. It's enterprise cloud search. But we've had like 20 people say like, hey, we'll pay you $10,000 to fix SharePoint search. Like, no, that's enterprise behind the firewall search. We're enterprise cloud search, and they're like, where do I sign the check? So it's really fun. So that's obviously a big concern. That's actually, we're building that connector right now. So it's a big problem. So yeah.
So does this application sit as a separate app, like a browser app, like on the desktop or any other mobile device?
Yeah, right now it's a fully separate app. We're right now actually we're currently building our App Exchange app that'll sit inside of Salesforce. We're also building it's one of those things that we're going to be. It sounds like evil, but we're going to be everywhere. Like we have like a Windows phone app, we have an iPhone app, we have an Android app, we have a desktop app that actually sits like the Bing bar on your desktop, and like a Spotlight style app, and we have a Chrome extension that hijacks the Yammer search box. We do a lot of everywhere that you would want to search for stuff. We're eventually going to sort of be. So that's our goal at least.
Do you also search just general search in addition?
Oh, like general web search?
Yeah.
No, the most general we get is like Hoovers and D&B and those kind of services. If you have an account with them, we actually can go and search those also, but we don't do kind of general web search. Yeah.
What's the value of sitting inside of the Salesforce, inside of the Salesforce now? It's just like you're searching just within the Salesforce and then kind of disregard for those.
Well, we do it. Do you use a Mac or you use a PC?
No.
You have that Spotlight.
Yeah.
So we can do like a Spotlight style search right from in Salesforce. So you just start typing, and it'll just pop up a list of every contact, document, email.
So within Salesforce.
Within Salesforce. So it's kind of like the way we look at it is that for SYNATA to be useful, it has to be wherever the person is about to do their search. It needs to be like right there. So it's kind of how everyone uses Chrome now. And so when you're about to do a Google search, you just click in the address bar and type in what you're looking for. And so it's kind of the same idea that wherever it is, we have to be right there. Yeah.
So you can be inside of SharePoint.
Yeah, we'll definitely be inside SharePoint. Yeah, we'll take over the whole search box and all that stuff. Yeah. You guys run into a lot of SharePoint? Yeah. That's cool. Well, so thank you guys so much. So if anyone wants to grab me or I have cards and stuff like that, I'd love if you guys have this problem. If you have a lot of different disparate data sets and data sources and people using Chatterbox and Drive and Dropbox and Google Drive, you want to be able to search across, we'd love to talk to you, and we're really interested in getting your feedback and things like that. So, or you can go and sign up too. Great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Pat. That's great.
All right, we're gonna do a couple of drawings. Mark, you wanna do the honors first? First drawing is
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's some What they want to think is that user it's a
For you,
organized by Salesforce, coordinated by Salesforce.
David Perez.
Eric. All right. David,
Here
you go. Thank you.
SYNATA sponsor.
All right. Well, we have more beer and food. Does anyone have any announcements? I was going to try. Anyone want to get up and say something? Cool. Well, thanks for coming out.
Thank you.